Who knows how long it could be before Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes, suddenly is the land of only 10 lakes. Now, we all know how much our water bountiful state supplies us, but those who do not have such a luxury are looking for water. And I believe that the EPA should aid districts, congressional districts, with inadequate water infrastructure. First, we'll look at the problem, and then we'll look at a possible way to help, a solution that will help. Now, a growing number of people are forced to live without enough clean water. Now, water shortages are evident all around the globe. And according to Jeffrey Lean's article on independent.co.uk, published March 15, 2009, 60% of China's 669 major cities do not have well enough water infrastructure. This is mainly due to their vast population and their growing industry, as said by the CNN Wire staff of articles.cnn.com, published September 13th, 2010. And China just has like way too many people in too dense of an area, as they say. And according to Robert Glennon from WashingtonPost.com, published August 23rd, 2009, the states in the southeast are also having a problem with their population and their water shortages. And Atlanta alone gains 100,000 people annually, and that's just one city down there. And then according to David Gutierrez from alternate.org, published April 25th, 2008, the several states around the Colorado River in the southwest US, they all heavily depend on the Colorado River, and that comes from the Rocky Mountain snowpack, which is shown to decline in the past 20 years. And then, according to the CBS editors from minnesota.cbslocal.com, published February 6, 2011, it's even in our own backyards around here in the Great Lakes, as in Chicago siphons off 2.1 billion gallons of water off Lake Michigan every year. And this problem will only grow as our population grows. And according to the Jeffrey Lean article, 1/3 of the current world population lives without enough clean water. And by 2030, over half of the expected population in that year will have the same or worse conditions. And then without water is without life. And an article by Mark Circus from naturalnews.com, published May 20th, 2008, states that 70% of the crops grown in just China heavily rely on decreasing water sources for irrigation. And it also says that 10%, that the Yellow River only has 10% of its normal flow. And then at our own home here in the Midwest, Chicago's water level has decreased by 600 feet since it's ever been recorded. And water shortages have dire consequences. And going back to Robert Glennon's article, more and more people will be conflicting over the water sources as they shrink. And as the water sources shrink, there will be an increased chance for waterborne diseases as well. And now that we have seen the issue, what could we possibly do about it? Well, I believe the EPA should aid districts that do not have adequate water infrastructure. And this will help because it will attack from the ground up, in a sense. And water infrastructure that is inadequate assists in decreased water pressure, water efficiency, and as well as water quality. And the EPA will help with improving the water infrastructure by paying for 25% of the cost. And the cost will usually go to the cities or governments in each district. And this will work into our current system because the districts will be divided up by our current congressional districts. And we need to do this because it will help us get into the right direction. It's not really a fix-all because it's such a big problem, but it will help get us in that right direction. And we should all work for this because the people that do not have good water right now will be coming after our water sources. Now there are not enough people who have enough clean water as it is. And our country's water infrastructure needs to be improved. Now, I believe that the EPA should aid districts that do not have adequate water infrastructure. So why just let those 9,990 lakes just flow out of our hands?